G'day, Chris here, and I'm seeing The Mandalorian and Grogu this week. Obviously, it's had mixed reviews at the moment, but hey, it's a Star Wars film. As geeks, we are morally obliged to see it on the big screen, so I'm at least looking forward to the Star Wars cinematic experience one more time, and that just got me thinking about all the Star Wars comics that I own. So I thought I'd show some of my favourite Star Wars comics, and because I have quite a few, I just want to focus on the Marvel. So these are the Marvel Star Wars comics and some of my favourite covers. Let's go. Let's kick things off with some lovely variant covers. So I've been a big fan of John Tyler Christopher and the action figure variant covers that he does. So you can see that I'm a bit of an action figure collector as well. So yes, this is from volume 4 of the Marvel series. So we've got the first 3 issues were action figure variants, at least the ones I have. So that's these are all from the Power of the Force, the line from the 90s. So there we go, wonderful Luke Skywalker. And I just love these because they kind of got a bit of a 3D effect to them, but yeah, they look just like, you know, action figures in package. So issue 1 from volume 4, which I think is the current volume of Star Wars. Issue 2, lovely Darth Vader. 3 is Han Solo. Pretty cool. I just love, they look just like the Power of the Force figures with accessories on display, the card art, all that kind of stuff. Very nostalgic. And the last couple I have are some of the more modern ones and some of the more obscure, more recent Star Wars characters. So that is Atha Prime. And lastly, a very cool Ewoks one. Yes, which is pretty awesome, based on the Ewoks cartoon, and this is what the action figures look like in the 80s as well. So yes, there's Warwick, Wicket W. Warwick there. Published in June of last year. This is not Star Wars #1, obviously. This is the reprint, the facsimile of Star Wars #1, published by Marvel in 1977, and they're pretty cool, like the first couple of years of these comics, because the characters looked somewhat different and the stories continued outside of the movies, and they got pretty wild and wacky. But yes, this is a facsimile written by Roy Thomas with art by Howard Chaykin. And as we know, these facsimile editions are just filled with the original ads and all that kind of thing. In fact, I think there's even a Star Trek ad in here. Here we go. So yes, pretty cool art. Howard Chaykin in his early career, and just fabulous kind of stuff of the first film. So Star Wars #1 facsimile edition. So we know that Dark Horse Comics published Star Wars after Marvel let the rights lapse after the 70s and 80s, and Dark Horse published some absolutely glorious stuff in the 90s, and I think into the early 2000s as well. And then obviously when Disney bought Marvel, and then obviously they already had Star Wars, so it was inevitable that Marvel was going to be the publisher of Star Wars comics again. So that happened about 10 years ago, I want to say, and there's a couple of comics here with the 10-year branding, with the Star Wars 10-year branding, you can see there. So this is a lovely Phil Noto cover. We've got Luke, Qui-Gon, Darth Vader and Kylo Ren. This is the free comic book day from last year, and I think there's 3 different stories and a couple of bios in this free comic book day issue. And I believe this wraparound cover, also with the 10-year anniversary Marvel Star Wars branding, is by Raza. Absolutely lovely, and yeah, that just features all the, well, not all, but a lot of the prequel kind of Jedi and characters thrown out there. Kind of reminds me of the second Avengers movie when they had that cool group shot and they're flying in the air. So yes, there's a couple of Marvel 10-year anniversary branded Star Wars comics. This is where it began, or began with Star Wars. So this is this is issue 1 of the Marvel Star Wars issue. This is how they kicked things off, and this obviously has a lovely cover by John Cassidy with the Darth Vader kind of silhouette there in the background, and all the core characters, the good guys and girls at the front. Absolutely lovely cover. So that's issue 1. Issue 6 is a bit of a key issue. So yes, we've got Luke under target there, and this is the first appearance of Sana Solo, who's Han Solo's ex-wife. So that was a bit of a surprise, and that yeah, so she debuted in this issue. And you don't get many creepy Star Wars covers, but this is Lionel Francis Yu, cover artist of Star Wars Crimson Reign, a short-lived miniseries from featuring some of the characters from the Solo movie, focused on Han Solo. And we can see Yoda and I forget that guy's name. But yes, a very creepy looking artwork, cover art from Star Wars. You don't see a lot of Star Wars creepiness. And lastly, the last Marvel one I want to see also features that 10-year branding, is the Star Wars A New Legacy, with some of the characters that they've introduced, like Dr. Aphra, Black Chrysanthemum is there, and a few other breakout Star Wars characters. So yes, Marvel have been pretty busy pumping out Star Wars series, different volumes, different miniseries and one-shots and all that kind of stuff. That's absolutely glorious to see. Are you also excited to see the Mandalorian and Grogu in cinemas? Are you going to wait until it comes on Disney Plus inevitably? I think I might be more excited to see the Masters of the Universe movie, to be honest, but I'm very excited for that. But yes, also slightly less excited for the Mandalorian and Grogu, but we've been blessed with some incredibly great Star Wars comics over the last 50 years anyway. So there's some of my favourite Marvel cover issues. Let me know if you have any of those below, or like me, you are a collector of Star Wars comics as well. See you in the next one. Bye.